What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my preview of Man City's difficult away game against Brentford in the Premier League, and it's important that Man City try and win this game, make some progress on results that we were picking up last season, make some progress towards trying to finish in a Champions League spot for this season, and also I'm keeping an eye on what Liverpool and Arsenal are doing. They're the two teams that I'm expecting to be competing with the Premier League, and you start to see them dropping points on a regular basis. If City can find a bit of consistency, then there's no reason why we can't start thinking about the Premier League title. But it's a bit early to be thinking about that, and what's important right now is picking up the points and picking up the wins and getting that pressure onto everybody else, so it gives us a better idea about what this season's going to look like in terms of our ambitions, targets, and also success. So match information for this game taking place at the Gtech Community Stadium for Premier League match day number 7 on Sunday, 5th of October 2025, with a 4:30 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live in the UK on Sky Sports. Anybody heading down to London for this away game, do enjoy yourselves and do keep yourselves safe. So, looking at this result from last season, we drew 2-2 at the Gtech Community Stadium. You cast your minds back to January, Man City were 2-0 up, and then we blew it inside the space of 10 minutes, conceding in the 82nd minute and then in added time on the 92nd minute. It was a very disappointing draw when Man City controlled and were cruising towards 3 points, and there were a few games where Man City really struggled to see out games, and partly this is kind of filtered through into this season as well, so it's really important that these lessons get learnt, including us surrendering a 1-goal advantage that we had against AS Monaco just midweek in the Champions League. So lessons have got to be learnt. That was disappointing, and we've got to get over that disappointment and rectify that. So our opponents then, Brentford, formed in 1889, led by manager Keith Andrews, find themselves 13th in the Premier League. They've been very inconsistent, won 3, drawn 2 and lost 3 in their 8 games so far this season in all competitions. They did win their last game against Manchester United at the Gtech Community Stadium by 3-1. They've had a week's rest. They've got more rest than Manchester City. They're at home again. They've not had to travel, and this time they're going to be taking on the better half of Manchester. So it's another away day for Manchester City, just one home game for us in all of October. We've got 5 away games, and this is the second away game that we've had this month. Now, in terms of dangers for Brentford, I'm looking towards their striker, Igor Thiago, joint second top goal scorer in the Premier League, 4 goals. Erling Haaland leads the way when it comes to the top goal scorer in the Premier League, got double the amount on 8 goals. But they've also got other threats in attack, Utra and Damsgaard, good options. You've got Jordan Henderson in midfield. Defence, if I say it looks a bit meh, but Collins and Vandenberg tend to do a pretty good job on Manchester City overall. So we do have to be at our creative, clinical best here to actually score. Got a good goalkeeper in Kelleher that they brought in from Liverpool in the summer as well. I'm looking towards Brentford's squad here, and I'm thinking to myself that it's important, if they want success come the end of the season, that they've got to keep their strongest 11 fit. Their players have got to keep them fit. And I'm looking towards the injuries, and Maghoma's out, and there are some question marks over Fabio Carvalho, Reece Nelson and Gustavo Nunes. They could all make the return back to the squad from injury. We'll see, will they be risked with an international break looming up? Brentford may just not want to take the risk when it comes to them players, and currently, obviously, their team beat Manchester United last week. They've got no new fresh injuries. And I'm thinking to myself, ahead of an international break, why do Brentford really need to shake things up and change things? They don't. So I'm expecting them to more or less go with the same team that beat Man United last week, a 4-2-3-1 formation. Kelleher starting in goal, Coyote on one side, Hickey on the other, Collins and Vandenberg as their 2 centre-backs, Henderson and Yarmouk as their 2 central midfielders. Further ahead of them, you're going to have Damsgaard, and Shade, and then you're going to have Igor Thiago leading the line. Now for Manchester City, formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola, find ourselves 7th in the Premier League, and it's time for us now to start kicking on and start making some gains on the top 4. For me, as I said, it's too early to start speaking about being a title contender, but right now is going to decide about what our season's going to look like, and are we going to compete for the title, or are we going to be competing for a Champions League spot, or are we just well off the pace? We don't really have our answer because it's too early to tell. And what's really important right now is that you've got to start looking for making progress. We came unstuck here, so I want to see progress, and progress looks like us picking up a win at the Gtech Community Stadium. Now, in terms of our form, not too bad at all. Won 4 of our last 6 games, unbeaten in then 6 games as well. Drew Wednesday night away in Monaco. Should have won that game, in my opinion. We're all annoyed about that penalty decision, but that decision's done. It's over. We've got to focus on this game. We've got some wrongs to right, and that's what we've got to focus on heading into this match. Now, in terms of our injuries, Calvin Phillips, he's going to be back available after being ineligible against AS Monaco. Mateo Kovacic now fit as well. There's still some fitness concern over Rodri, but Pep says he's not worried, and it's looking like Rodri's probably going to be starting this game. We are missing a few players. Khusanov, Omar Marmoush and Rayan Ait-Nouri are all going to be missing this game. Rayan Cherki is getting there, but I'm not sure he's going to feature here. Not being called up by the French national team, and I think what's going to be really important is Rayan Cherki just knuckling down, focusing on his recovery from injury, getting back up to fitness, getting his sharpness back up and being good to go after the international break. So I'm not expecting Cherki to be available for City, but I might be wrong. I'm expecting City to go with a 4-3-3 formation. I'd be going, or if I were Pep anyway, I'd be going with Donnarumma in goal. I'd be going Nunes, Ruben, Diaz, Josko, Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. That for me is a good defence in my opinion. I'd be going with Rodri, Reijnders and Phil Foden as our midfield three. I think that's our strongest midfield three that we've got. I'm just a little cautious over Rodri, and if Rodri isn't fit and available for this game, then I do think, because other than that mistake he made with the penalty, Nico Gonzalez did, before that penalty decision, look quite sharp and good for City. So I'd have no problem if Rodri isn't fit, us doing a like-for-like swap and Nico G goes in instead, and we'll see what happens. I would go with Bob on the right wing over Bernardo Silva or over Savinho. I think I'd go with Oscar Bob on the right and Jeremy Doku on the left, and I'd start Erling Haaland up top. So in terms of my score prediction, I'm going to go close game, narrow game, 2-1 Manchester City win. Similar game to what we had last season. I think Phil Foden will score in the first half. I'm going to go Erling Haaland to score early in the second half. Manchester City look to try and coast the game. City trying to learn some lessons from midweek and learning how to hold on to your victory. I think City will have the cushion of a 2-goal lead, and because of that, I think Manchester City will get the job done and pick up the 3 points. I can see Brentford coming away with a goal, so I'm going with them to get a really late consolation goal, and I go Thiago to score a goal and continue his good form, going for a grandstand finish, but Man City learning their lessons from the grandstand finisher last season and seeing the job out and getting the job done. 2-1 Man City is my score prediction for this game. Betting tips, I do think it's going to be both teams to score. I think that both teams to score may score, but that might come much later into the game, so a bit of a risk to go with both teams to score, but I do think both teams will score. I'm going I go Thiago and Erling Haaland as a double, both to score any time. I do fancy a Phil Foden to score or assist any time as well, and I do fancy that if Manchester City have got the narrow, most slenderest of margins here, I can see Manchester City just going towards, in the latter parts of the game, wasting some time wasting tactics, getting back to basics, as Fabian Delph would say. And I think one of the players who I think could be really happy to be a pantomime villain would be Gianluigi Donnarumma. Picked up a yellow card midweek, feisty character. I can see him being trying to time waste, moaning, complaining, shouting. I can see him picking up a yellow card anytime, in particular if this is a close game. So if you want to back a player that maybe is a bit of an outsider, Gianluigi Donnarumma, keep an eye on it. Anyway, next up, international break, 2 weeks off for Manchester City. Man City are going to be taking on Brentford at home in our next game on Saturday, 18th of October, with another rare 3 p.m. kickoff time BST at the Etihad Stadium. For Brentford, they're going to be taking on West Ham United away in their next game on Monday, 20th of October. Last note, I will be back with another live watch-along, going live at 4 p.m. on Sunday BST for this game, so I will see you then. I'll have the link out to that later on today for you to go and set your reminders for. Come and join me with that. Come and ask me some questions. We can talk all things Manchester City or talk about anything and everything. So feel free to come and check that out. Links and details, they will be on my channel later on today for you to set your reminders to come and join me for that live watch along at 4 p.m. on Sunday. So that has been today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a thumbs up. It lets me know that you are enjoying the video. Get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe. It is free to subscribe. And also don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links, which are in the description, including my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again for the live watch along of this game on Sunday. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.